Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. Are you feeling it?
Hey everybody, how are we doing? How's our feelers doing?
Do we have the feelers out? Are we feeling?
Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. And make sure you continuously subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, and you can catch us on all streaming podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple.
All the streaming podcasts.
Yes. And we'll be uploading content regularly. We got some things coming up and working out, so make sure you keep checking that out and make sure you let us know.
We are going to have new content every single week.
Every single week.
Every single week?
And if we're not uploading on time, make sure you hold us accountable.
Okay, I'm going to hold myself accountable.
Right now.
But, right. So I'm going to post this right here, right now. Okay.
Ew.
So we are going to get into this. We are actually recording for the podcast that's coming out.
Yes. Episode 16.
Episode 16. We are getting there.
So crazy.
I'm so excited about it.
Yes. So we're about to start recording, and
yep.
We're just going to see how this goes.
We're going to see how it goes. We're going to... Yeah.
Let me get this.
Yeah, go get yourself situated here.
Okay. 1 hour, 5, 6. Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, and welcome back. How was our break? How are we doing right now?
I am having a good time.
Oh my gosh, I love this. I love doing this.
I love doing this too.
Oh my god, samesies. Are we twins?
Oh my god.
Oh,
no,
I can't stand
it's just this Virgo Pisces bullshit.
And it works.
It matches up. It is what it is.
It works better than it works.
We just have each other's things that we don't have ourselves. So he's organized. I'm a little sloppy. He needs some creativity in his life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just is what it is.
And then here we are, right now, being creative people.
Watch.
Okay,
Watch me manifest.
So when we left on our little break, we were saying that we were going to talk about cancel culture.
And this is something that we thought we needed to put up on our YouTube channel.
Yes. So if you're listening right now on the podcast, this is uploaded on our YouTube channel. We are posting this segment as a little teaser and everything, kind of get ready. So
if you are here from the podcast, from the YouTube channel, from this little spoiler clip, thank you. Oh my gosh, so much.
Yes, make sure you like and subscribe and let us know, and obviously subscribe to the podcast originally while you're here.
Excuse me, thumbs up.
Yes, smash that like button. Okay, so what's your thoughts on cancel culture?
I believe in the cancel culture. I believe in the culture of the canceling.
And now, are you hardcore cancel culture, though?
No. I think there are some people that need to be canceled or whatever. But the thing is with cancel culture, it's not really you're canceling somebody for 5 days and then they're coming back.
But like
Jeffree Star's been canceled 600 times.
So many times. Trisha Paytas has been canceled so many times.
He's still making money off those YouTube videos.
I think it's when it's a highly big offense is when it goes down. But I don't like to call it cancel culture, really. I think of it as accountability culture. I
think that it's just people need to be, like you said, the accountability culture. It's just the millennials and Gen Zs and whoever else just calling people out for the shit that they're doing.
Right. The negative shit that's been going on in this world for generations that people are now finally talking about. Okay,
so what we're talking about with cancel culture right now is some just things from just this past generation. So some Dr. Seuss, some Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, so that's what I want to talk about first.
Mr. But Potato I wanted to say something real quick.
Yeah.
So our generation is kind of coming back from this whole everything we've learned in school was a lie.
Oh yeah.
We learned that the Pilgrims they had a nice meal together with the Indians and
they took a picture. They
Native Americans. Yeah. And they had a great time.
It was a feast.
That's what we learned. Yeah. It was a feast. It was great. It was an amazing time. But in all reality, there were so many people murdered, and there was so much that happened, so much disease that was brought over. We were just sugar-coated. So much history and so much shit.
Everything we learned was either a lie or now incorrect.
Even
math.
A lie and math. Incorrect.
It's so shocking how much... How are we even allowed to say we have a high school diploma when everything we were taught...
Everything we were taught isn't even viable anymore.
Yeah, it's just wrong.
They're doing math in boxes.
I
don't know how.
That's for a different podcast.
A different podcast. But right now we're talking about Mr. Potato Head.
Mr. Potato Head was really the first
They them Potato Head.
They them Potato Head. So, you're so stupid.
A potato head.
So what do you think of them canceling Mr. Potato Head and now just being
the potato heads?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem.
I don't really
I think it's a potato.
It's a fucking potato.
Okay, so they're saying it's because it's a gendered Mr. Potato Head. That's a potato, sir.
But I'm just saying you can literally take everything off that potato and put all the female potatoes on it, and then it's Miss Potato Head.
No, but it's got an extra hole. No, the mustache just swings around the nose. Like, there's no, like, it is... Yeah. Back in the day, they just sold the parts, the little plastic parts, and you put it on your own potato.
Yeah, you buy your own damn potato.
That's a dress-up doll. Right. That dress-up doll ain't got no sorts of sensuality. That's just whatever you make it.
But why are we
it's
fighting
your imagination.
But why are we fighting for a potato's gender, but we can't fight for transgendered rights?
Yeah, like, you are fighting so hard that potato identifies as a man. Okay. Like,
okay, well...
That's fine, but you can't fight for the trans man that's coming out as identifying as a man.
But they're also not erasing Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head from Toy Story. First of all, Toy Story is done. The last movie done came out. There's no more.
Okay, it's still on the box. It still says Mr. Potato Head on the box.
Even in the movies, they're not changing anything. It's just the toys they're selling.
The new toys that they're selling are just potato heads. Which, when I
worked... With all the parts.
When I worked at Meijer in 2014, they were selling potato heads. And they sold them in all these different, like, things, but it all said Mr. Potato Head on the thing.
Okay.
And... they were all these different like characters and these different pieces and parts that you could buy for the potato heads, and they were the little ones.
Okay.
And I'm like, I just think it's smart to call them potato heads. You can make them whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's not a cancellation of Mr. Potato Head. Like, Mr. Potato Head is here. He is alive. He is breathing.
Right.
He is surviving the Holocaust. He is surviving the panorama.
The panorama, yes. So... let us know in the comments on how y'all feel about all of these things that have been canceled. And how you feel about cancel cultures in the comments. But what I wanted to now switch over to is I saw this New York Times op-ed where the writer is saying that characters like Pepe Le Pew should be canceled because he appropriates rape culture. And then same with Speedy Gonzalez because of the negative stereotypes placed on Latinx.
And then there is Mammy Two Shoes, who is also another character in the Looney Tunes, who is a very racist representation of a black woman.
Right. And so that, like, I don't remember Mammy Two Shoes. I don't remember watching that, but I do remember Speedy Gonzalez, and I do remember Pepe Le Pew. And I've always found Pepe Le Pew to be cringy.
Yeah, it's because he's just chasing after this cat.
Like, I think we were trying to put in what love was. It's like Twilight. Like, the way they described love in Twilight was super cringy.
Oh, super rapey. Cringy, icky. Yeah. Imprinting in Twilight. Oh, my God.
Right. Again, another podcast. But, and so I remember that. And Speedy Gonzalez, as a kid, I wouldn't have thought about that. But as an adult,
I definitely see it.
So I agree with it. Like, I don't
no
care.
Means no.
Yeah. No,
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, like, it is offensive, and I thought this way as a kid, so, well, yeah, but it shouldn't be played. I mean, I don't know what TV station still plays either one of these shows.
No, I don't, like, some tunes, I don't know. Yeah, where you getting the Looney Tunes? Where you getting the old ones?
So, I mean, like, it's also just, like, whatever, if you're in media, or if you're in entertainment, if you're a celebrity of some sort, there is the accountability that you have to know that you have to have. And if you fuck up, people are going to now hold you accountable, especially with social media.
Yeah, especially with social media. Like, everybody knows what you did. Everyone it's out knows. There. Yeah. Like, we can go and look back and see what you got up here with your Pepe Le Pews and Speedy Gonzalez. Like, it's just not what should be out there right now. And I know that that's not being played, like, at all on the television, but it's just like that was not cute.
No.
And then you have Disney and a couple of other brands that were representing black people in a fairly racist way.
Oh yeah,
like back in the day, Disney's super whitewashed all the time. It's always been very whitewashed. You have pictures of Donald Duck as a Nazi. Like, it's just you know what I mean. It's very whitewashed.
Yeah.
But
then, I don't understand why this wasn't an issue back when it came out.
Well, you'll have human characters and all this other stuff in the Disney movies.
Right.
And then the black people will be represented as crows.
Right. Or some type of animal. And they'll
be singing their, like, spirituals and whatever, and they're just crows. And I'm like, that's not cute. This doesn't sit right for me.
No.
And there's other, like, Disney like, back in the day when Mickey Mouse and whatever, and there was representations of black people who look like maybe Two Shoes from the Looney Tunes. And I'm like, this is just not cute. Like, it's how they used to represent just black people in cartoons back in the day is so racist and so, like, propaganda bullshit. Like,
I just think it is a time to call all of this shit out, and so, like, it's not continued to be made or represented in the future. We're just creating a future that we now want to see. We don't want to see racist shit. We don't want to see rape.
We're good on all that.
Like, no, we're good. Like, millennials especially, like, we lived a drama fucking life.
Drama life.
Maybe, like, millennials should be able to, I don't know, get a check or something, because our lives have been fucked up our whole entire lives.
I'm getting a check.
It was one tragedy after another, one bad thing after another, with the economy, with wars, with this, with that. I'm like, well, can y'all just calm down? We were just born.
I'm just chilling.
Right. Just chilling. And then I saw today that there's rumors that the new Harry Potter game, I think it's Harry Potter Legacy.
Yeah.
They are rumored that you can now choose to create a character as a transgendered character.
Okay.
Instead of just male or female. What is your take on that?
I don't have a problem with this. Okay, so I play Sims. I am a Sims Twitch streamer. Like, I'm not, like, a streamer, but, like, I stream it every once in a while. You know, like, I do what I do. I'm manifesting this.
Manifestation in this crustacean.
So, I feel like I like to... Sims did this thing where they made it you able to make a transgender character.
Which is awesome.
I feel like it's the representation of it.
Yeah.
And, like, Sims has, like, your body frame very feminine, body frame masculine. Like, you have these choices as, like, a male or female character in The Sims.
Right.
So I feel like it should be represented in this Harry Potter game because it is that trans inclusivity.
Right.
And you'll have these people who you were on a post arguing with somebody earlier.
It wasn't really an argument.
It was just a discussion.
It was a discussion. Because the friend I was talking to, he's not conservative. He's a libertarian, and we've had conversations about politics and policies and all of that. And so his opinions on some things sway in a different way that I don't agree with, and I like to interact with him in that because he's very educated in that essence. He's very eloquent in the way he speaks.
Eloquent.
Fuck my life. And so I was, and the whole concept was for that I was trying to lay out to him was, I'm just trying to figure out what struggle you want to see. If you're saying that in the real world, transgender, we'll just use women, transgender women are not real women, but then when a video game's like, here, you can choose to be a transgender character, but then you're saying, you can already choose your gender, why would you need a trans? I'm like, it's representation.
It's just the representation.
It's a representation that matters because in society right now, there's people out there that don't view transgender women as women, so in a game they want that representation because they're not getting that on the outside world.
No, we don't have this representation.
No, and why does it matter? If you're not transgender and you're not picking to play as a transgender character, why does it matter to you? It's just
just pick male or female then.
Right, it's just
and I understand that discussion of, like, why wouldn't you just pick a female character? Because that I do that, like, but I want to. Because I am a woman and I feel like that, and, you know, I like to see me as a woman.
Right.
But as a trans character, it just... in a storytelling kind of game, it's just a bit easier to, like, I can see myself in this game. Like, this is a trans woman living her trans, like, struggle. Are they misgendering her? Like, you better not be.
Right. And
my good sis on Harry Potter.
But it also brings it back to, like, Rowling. When, and that's what I want to talk about that too. But it's like when video games back in the day were targeted to guys.
Yeah,
because this was
so only the characters
stereotype. So it was just mainly male characters you could play as a story mode, and then the women are like, no, we play games too. So they brought in women characters. So I just don't understand why it even matters. Why this is even a conversation.
I just think it's just nice to have the representation.
Right.
Representation. At the end of the day, representation.
Period. We are transparent, not transphobic.
We are transparent, not transphobic.
Period. But, so talking about transphobia is my other point in the discussion between him and I. I was like, I'm also thinking that, because I was like, also because J.K. Rowling is transphobic, and he was like, J.K. Rowling doesn't have anything to do with the game. I was like, understandable, but as J.K. Rowling created this world, she created these characters, her name will forever be attached to the legacy of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
For my opinion, it would be the game creators trying to bring back LGBTQ gamers because there are
bringing
a lot
back some of
gamers.
that demographic, that LGBT, that transgender,
right? So they're trying to make up for what J.K. Rowling did, which is really hindering the future and the business of Harry Potter because you just completely cut out a whole demographic.
Yeah,
because in my opinion, if you don't fuck with trans people, you don't fuck with the LGBTQ
well,
community.
after all this time of her being like, Dumbledore's gay, this, that, and the other thing, and then trying to make Ron a trans man, but then you hate trans women, apparently.
It just doesn't make sense.
Okay, fuck you.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I hated her, like, coming out and, like, desperately clinging to the idea of, oh, well, you didn't know about this character, but this. Like,
But who are we to know because you made it up on the spot, bitch?
Yeah, if Ron wasn't written as a trans man in the movies, in the books, or the
books, if there was no connotation of this happening in some,
then I'm not going to believe it after you say something.
Right, you would have made it a storyline. Yeah,
like,
it would have been somewhere in the 7 or 8 books.
It's just not cute.
No, you were grasping at straws. You were trying to fuck up for the words that you say, but guess what?
She's like, I'm still popular. No, honey.
No, the gays have now written you off. And once the gays write you off, there's no coming back.
Girl, what I'm gonna need is an invoice.
Yes, I'm gonna need an invoice for all the time wasted.
Okay.
So do we want to keep recording and do this last little segment on YouTube, or do we want to just pipe back onto the pod?
I think we'll keep this as a little spoiler.
All right.
A little moment.
So our podcast listeners, bear with us while we check off of our YouTube video. But
this little spoiler video we're recording.
Yes. So thank you all for watching us on YouTube for our first little teaser. I hope you check into the rest of the podcast and listen to the... That was only we're at 17 minutes and we're at an hour-long podcast so far. So
we have a lot of other stuff we've talked about.
So if you enjoyed this, check us out on Apple Podcasts,